it's like Christmas time for us business owners when we find something that is new and game changing. And my partner in excellence over here, Miss Tori, has been raving about this. Was new to me, this tool she's been using. And so I said, we got to tell the world about it, because once she began describing it, I said, I think we need to share this with the world. Tori, tell me what's up. Tell us what's up with this thing you've been using. Tell us about it.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, let me tell you, in full disclosure, I just discovered it. I've been using it for only a couple of days, but I am quite impressed. I'm loving everything about it. And so we just jump right in and kind of tell you how
I may jump in and say this. Let me just jump in and say this, folks. So when Tori says she's just been using it for a couple days, I call her the marathon woman. It's like her coaching practice is ridiculous. So a couple of days for her is the equivalent of what most of us would do in terms of coaching for a month. I'm not kidding, folks. So when she says she's used it, she's been putting it through the paces. So this is not like a one-time trial. No, Sister Girl's been using this thing. So we're about to learn. We're about to come up on it and learn some things. So I just wanted to throw that in.
That is true, because so just like most tech software, SaaS programs, they offer, different packages, and they give you the highest package for a certain amount of days. Yeah. And so this one we're talking about Read AI. It is a app that's integrated fully with Zoom. And so they have this top level version called Enterprise. And what they do is they let you try that free for 7 days. So they probably think, 7 days, not enough time for us to really put a lot of work in. Let me tell you, I have exhausted this thing to the max. In the past 2 days, I have utilized it with over 20 meetings in 2 days. Like it's bananas, but I'm loving it. Yeah. I'm loving it. Okay. So it's funny, I was just in a call with a client on Zoom. And I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, there's like the apps running down the right side there or somewhere on your screen. And I'm like, Zoom is really coming along here, putting little things in. And I just kind of always overlooked it, never paid any attention to it. And then I said, let me just see what's going on over here in these apps. Okay. And, every time I see the word AI, right, it kind of, or the letters AI, it kind of sparks my interest. So
he's an AI expert. In case you did not know that.
I love exploring it and seeing kind of how we can utilize it, in our businesses. And when I hover over there, it says meeting recaps, transcripts, and recordings. And I'm like, we were literally just talking about this the other day, Dr. Greta, when we're saying we need the transcription. We need summarizing the conversations quickly and being able to share it back with our clients. So I said, let me just check this out. I checked it out. It says, now, wait, your read assistant will join the meeting. And I'm like, oh, my, this is nice. Wait. My assistant is going to join the meeting. Yeah. And so in a matter of seconds, it joins. It lets you know that it's recording. And let me just, I'm back on screen share, but let me just open it for a second really quick here, and I'll tell you what information it gives back to me while I am actively coaching the clients in real time. Oh, in real time. This is the real time. I'll get to the after effects later, but this in real time. Okay. I don't know if I told you about that. Did I?
No, that's what, folks, I'm learning right along with you as you listen here.
Yeah. So
or watch, depending on where you're seeing us. Yeah.
In real time, it's giving me a read score, letting me know how engaging I'm being. It's gauging my clients' reactions, the sentiment, like, is it positive? Is it a negative reaction? It's letting me know my filler words. It is talking to me about how fast I'm speaking, words per minute. And it's like a dashboard, and it's telling me, like, you need to slow down. You need to speed up. You need to get rid of filler words. You need to make sure that your language is inclusive.
So what you're telling me that our read assistant, we'll call her Reedy, right?
Reedy.
I like to give all the software a nickname. How do I do that, right? But this tool is really serving me as the user very directly in real time, coaching me up, making me a better human in my capacity, speaking more inclusively, perhaps slowing down or speeding up, removing those ums and uhs that we all will have a tendency to throw in.
Right. It even helps you be a better listener, because for everyone who is participating in the Zoom event, it lists you as a participant and it gives you your percentage of talk time. So if you're dominating the conversation as a coach, as a consultant, you know that you can say less words, ask a question, let your client do some talking. And, you want to have it either 50-50 or even maybe perhaps your client needs to be speaking more.
That's
right than you.
That's a big deal. Right. Because we know oftentimes, particularly for those individuals who are kind of coming into the world of coaching and consulting, they talk way too much.
Yes. Yes. Way too much.
Yeah.
And so that's your real time feedback that you're getting.
Okay.
Now, for those of you who love systems, who love automation, who love providing over-the-top service and excellence and all this to your clients.
Right.
The after the meeting is where the real magic happens that I'm seeing from Read AI. Okay. So I was literally on a call earlier today. Mm-hmm. I got off the call around noon. Mm-hmm. At 17 minutes past noon, I get an email letting me know that my assessment of that call has been complete by Read AI. Now, in this email, there is a screenshot thumbnail ready and a perfect summary of everything that my client and I discussed.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's more, but yes, wow.
Wait,
this is a great place for wow. Yes, there's more. And this is in the email, which is still, there's more beyond the more. I'm just talking about the email, right? So the email has the thumbnail, the summary. Mm-hmm. Under the summary, it has chapter topics from the conversation with timestamps. Then it has action items for whoever, like for both of you, if you both have things you need to do, mm-hmm. for one client, for whatever. So you can see there's a lot of ways you can apply this service. But yeah, it'll detail out next steps for all parties, mm-hmm. key questions that were asked and addressed, mm-hmm. right? And that's all in the email. So you literally could just forward that on, edit it a bit, whatever you need to do. That's one thing. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So if you are, if a person is an avid Zoom mm-hmm. user, yeah, this could make a lot of sense.
But who's not on Zoom in this day and age?
I mean, there's a lot of people on, and again, so the other big one that a lot of people use, and particularly that are in the corporate environments, Teams.
Yes.
I'm not a teamer. And I certainly don't want, right. Yeah. But so all that to say, you're right. Many people are in Zoom. Now, I was just sitting here thinking that, like, there are so many, technology obviously keeps evolving and that type of thing, but it's interesting that Zoom I was reading another article, and some things about Zoom and Zoom has moved, head first into staking its place as the all-in-one solution, if you will, for the at-home worker, because now with so many companies, with people being exclusively remote or at the very least in a hybrid environment, mm-hmm. they've, companies and Zoom has realized that we've got to create or have more than just, this camera and the screen. There's so much more that goes with that. And it seems that seemingly one of those pieces that they've added to the puzzle is that way to make things more efficient for that worker, whether they're an individual contributor or part of the team. But also, I'm guessing on the enterprise program, if you're on Zoom as part of your company, or corporation, those types of things are available to your superiors to make sure that you're on point. So it's a coaching tool, and that's not, that could be kind of perceived one way or the other, but it's definitely a developmental tool. You could use it for yourself, or ultimately someone might be using it for you or on you.
True. Possibly. Mm-hmm. Possibly. But you're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just going to say, I apologize, and no offense to all the Teamers out there, because I forgot about you guys. As a Mac user, Teams and I just don't really get along. Yeah. But yeah, it's so useful and can be applied in so many different ways. And like I said, that's just the email. Right. And I have not tested to see if Read AI integrates with Teams or not. It possibly may, but so far I'm loving it out of this limited trial that I'm on. Yeah, for sure. Sure.
Now that's
the email.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, there's more.
That's just the email. That's the email. So you can log into like I would say behind the scenes portion of Read AI. Mm-hmm. After the call, they will have all of your meetings listed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then for each meeting, you can open it up. It summarizes it like we mentioned before in the email. It gives you a full transcription of exactly what happened, right? Mm-hmm. Then it also will take the recording of the Zoom, break it down into a trailer, and also break it down into the most engaging clips and highlights. Yes. And you can download it. You can share it. I mean, and I probably haven't discovered everything it can do, but I'm impressed by what I've seen so far.
So I'm just saying, so this is what it sounds like. In the event that your meeting or engagement that was be recorded was for public or could be for public consumption, what it sounds like they're giving you the pieces to create essentially a YouTube video.
Right. You have the trailer. You got highlight clips. Right. You can play the highlights only. You can. So when you have the opportunity to download, right, you can download the summary text. You can download the transcript text. You can download the trailer only. You can download the highlights only. You can download the entire video. Right. So you have a lot of flexibility in what you're doing. And I was just telling you the recap. So there's 2 other tabs here. See, you say it's so much, guys. There's 2 other tabs here. The deep dive gives you the score for yourself and for your client, right? So remember, in the live action real time, you only get your score, so you can adjust yourself accordingly and provide greater value. But on the back end, you get information on the client, and you can kind of see, right, as a coach, the parts where they may have slacked on their engagement. Perhaps you said something and they didn't like, you can see kind of those psychometrics, right? Yeah, right. They didn't respond well to what you said just there. Did you need to dig deeper? Did you need to back off? And I think that's just kind of great to get that insight. You get measurements on charisma. You get measurements on bias. You get measurements on your impact. Wow. I think that's great.
I mean, that is so interesting. Yeah. As a psychometrician, yeah, right. Those types of things, I'm going like, now this is interesting. This is now we're getting to the meat of it.
Right. Absolutely. And then they have a coaching part, which is for you. Coaching the coach.
Coaching the coach. Right.
Coaching the coach. Right. Because helping you get better on your clarity, inclusion, and impact. Right.
I think that anyone who's, regardless of what you coach, whether that is business, education in the more, traditional sense, sports, whatever the case may be, I think all of us have had that moment where we're in the throes of things and we've said something, and you may not have lost them, but, there's a shift. There's a shift in the atmosphere, if you will. And you are not able to identify it. Maybe you don't recognize it until a little bit later. And that can happen, particularly as you're earlier on in your experiences with that, the more experience we gain, the quicker we're able to identify that moment. We go like, oh, wait, back up. But I think that is so important. And that's such a powerful tool. Right there, I can see like, okay, something shifted here, because you can course correct, which again, to your point, continues to add value, because, for me, that's what it's about all the time. I want every minute to be value adding, right? Because I have choices, and that is super cool.
Mm-hmm. And think about the added layer of accountability too, right? How many times have you coached someone and you gave them action steps, and then it's like, okay, I need to make sure I follow up with them. I need to send them this so that they're reminded to get their part done. Think about being able to just send that to them 15 minutes after the call and it's done.
Right. And that's my thinking in some way. I'm sure there's some easy enough way to automate the follow-up. So I've sent them to you 15, 20 minutes after our session, but then maybe our next session, or maybe we don't have say, for example, in golf and remote coaching, we may not necessarily have a time set up for the follow-up when I'm checking in, but maybe 2 days later, I'm checking in with those same action steps. How are we going? Mm-hmm. Because instantly I'm seeing how to color code those. That's making my mind do all kinds of fun things there.
Right. And I'm thinking too, a lot of coaching programs, they stay with you for a certain amount of time. Maybe it's 12 weeks, maybe it's 16, maybe it's a year long mastermind. Isn't it interesting to go back and look at those intake calls and compare it to month one and down the line and see how you progressed as a coach, but also be able to see how your client has progressed. And I don't know if Read AI meant that when they did it, but these are like all the applications.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, the application is what makes it valuable. I know that, they're probably technologically focused, but as soon as you began mentioning those metrics, I'm like, yeah, as you said, these are psychometric measures. I'm like, okay, we're past just, hey, transcription, which is great. Right. But this is how decisions and software and tools become value adding for us. So I don't know. I'm sure this is not just a standard. Doesn't come with every Zoom account, but this might be one of those things where for many of us it might not make any sense, but for a good number of us, it sounds like this might be one of those SaaS subscriptions that is well worth the monthly investment.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm already sold. I know that we were having a conversation one time about, the tech stack and what do you keep and cutting things. And, this one is going to make the cut for me. It's going to make the cut. I've already used it on over 20 calls. By the time this trial is over, I'm going to have so many attempts at running through it and so many trials with it that it's like, I want it. I'm going to have it.
You're what they would call a power user.
Power. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it makes sense. Again, and for some people, it may not make sense at all. But for you, you, like you said, in the course of a few days, you're knocking it out of the park in terms of getting value, tremendous value from it. Do you know by chance what the monthly and the annual is for this addition to our, because I'm presuming you have to have a paid Zoom account to use this, which people.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, I would think it only comes with the paid Zoom, but yeah, let me just see the plans, because I know they have a forever free plan.
Okay.
Right. Very limited, but they do have a forever free.
But for those, again, if Zoom is not an integral part of your business, then why pay for it?
Right. Exactly.
Or any software. Again, in case you haven't seen that episode, we talk about that. We talk about that subscription stack stacks. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say that, right? But we talked about that. Yeah.
It's probably because we're on technology right now, and they don't want you to talk about that. That's supposed to be
that's true.
Like, you can't be talking about the price just creeping up behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
I didn't say don't invest. I'm just, you got to invest in the right things, right? Right. That's all. Right. That's all.
Absolutely. How do we get this price structure here?
Yeah, because we're looking out for our people. That's what I'm saying. I say don't spend on the right things.
Absolutely. And I'm all about cutting where you can cut.
Right.
But this right here, it's going to make the team for me.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, it's in there. Yeah. So always free gets you a 60-minute meeting each time, and you can have, no, there's a limit on how many meetings you can have a month. Five meetings a month analyzed. Okay. Really? 5 60-minute meetings maximum each month. Yeah. For the free. And
so I see. So for someone who may be newer, getting their business going, may have a smaller client roster than super producer Miss Tori over here. Got this, got the players roster, but that's a great place to start. 5 meetings, okay.
5 meetings up to an hour long. So
and that's right. So it's not okay. 5 times 60 would be 300 minutes. So they don't count the minutes; they count the number of instances, the frequency of events. So 5. So you couldn't say, okay, well, I don't have 5 60-minute meetings, but I have 10 30-minute meetings. They don't.
No. You got it says 5 a month plus 60 minutes for the meeting duration.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Had to ask, right? But that's smart.
Yeah.
Part.
That was a nice draw, though. Yeah, absolutely.
Can't stop the hustle, right? Yeah, gotta try.
All right. And then the pro is $19.75 a month, which is the one I think I'm going to end up going with. Unlimited meetings. And each meeting could potentially be up to 4 hours long if you need that. I don't know.
That's a session, right? That's a work session.
Absolutely. Integrates with Zapier, Slack. I love some Zapier and Slack as well. So that's good to know for the pro level. And then the enterprise one is $29.75 on that monthly subscription. Of course, that's unlimited as well. And that one gives you the highlight reels and the trailer with it on the enterprise level.
Okay. So if there's a point where you can fully justify the need for those those elements, those highlights or reels, and an additional, $10 is $10, $20?
Additional 10.
10 to 10? Not all bad. But again, only if you need it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm gonna recommend this one, guys. Give it a try. See if you can utilize it in your business to be more productive and a better coach.
And let us know how it goes.
Will do.
See ya.